more locally back here, I believe, as I recall, anyway, the Navy started contributing too. There was an aircraft carrier fairly close by. I couldn't tell you how close, but an aircraft carrier of some sort, on a big deck or a small deck carrier, rolled into the area, and they started flying missions with helicopters a little bit closer up to the Fukushima, Sendai area. Our initial missions, we were pushing scheduling lines out of Yokota, flying up to Yamagata Airfield. That's a civilian airport up in the mountains. I don't know, about an hour's flight north of here or so. And they were getting some heavy snow and ice. You had to fly through the clouds, so the airplanes were getting a lot of icing to have to go in through there. So it was a little challenging. On top of that, but initially when the Navy and Marine Corps helicopters came in to help, they would stop through there to get refuel. And so we were landing there to basically push gas to these blivets that the Marine Corps had flown in there to set up these refueling stations. So we were doing double shuttles for a day or two, doing that. And I believe the ops group out of here, the 36th Airlift Squadron, actually sent some airplanes up to refuel those blivets as well with the POL bladders that they've got that fits in the back of the C-130. Probably about that time, so this is about day 3 or day 4 afterwards, our 06 at the time, Colonel Rob Toth, he was the 353rd SOG commander. He was able to fly here from Korea. He detached from that exercise, came here to basically become, he was identified to be the JIFSOC, the Joint Forces Special Operations Component Commander, for the relief effort here to help out the Japanese. So as soon as he got here, we sort of gave him a quick briefing on the developments up till that time, and he received that concept brief from our Special Tactics Squadron commander. And he basically took that slide deck and went across the street and briefed the 3-star USFJ 5th Air Force commander at the time. And you know, I'll never forget it. Just walking up the stairs, they were talking about it, and the 3-star said, "All right, go ahead and press." And over the course of the remainder of the night, we basically took one of our crews out of alert, and they came in early in the wee hours in the morning, and took off probably about 3 or so in the morning, and with 2 special tactics teams, 2 Humvees in the back of the airplane, and they flew up to Matsushima. So they flew a self-contained approach, so the power was still knocked out places, so the conventional ground-based nav aids were out, and they flew a self-contained approach into Matsushima that we developed and got approved over the course of the previous couple days. So they landed there, they had a reception team there waiting on them, and one special tactics team stayed there with them to set up some comms, mobile comms, and work with them to sort of expand the runway opening, because as it was, they got, I forget what it was, about 3,000 feet, maybe 2,500 feet of runway cleared just to get that one airplane in. And then that team would work on clearing the rest of the runway with them. And the second team, they rolled off there as well. And they had another reception team there with them, and they did the roughly 20-mile overland drive to get from Matsushima to Sendai International Airport. So by roughly 10, 11 o'clock that morning, we had 2 comm nodes set up at those 2 airfields, and they started clearing both runways to facilitate follow-on support. By, I forget what time it was exactly, 3 or so in the afternoon, we landed the first MC-130 on the runway at Sendai International Airport. And that was the airport, if you recall, they had all that film video evidence of the tsunami coming in off the ocean, because that airport sits right off the coast. And just that tidal wave coming in and you know, spreading, you know, mud and trees and cars just all over the place. So.